Alright guys, welcome to another beer review. Got another one from Crew Republic, which is one of the beers that they kindly sent to me. And this is actually the second attempt at recording the video at this one. It's one of those cases, just like the Munich Easy that I reviewed, where I reviewed it, wasn't really happy when I looked back in it, and realised I had more bottles of it, so I could afford to do another review. And the reason why I'm re-reviewing this one is because I seemingly can't read, because I was calling this Foundation 2, and you can clearly see that that is Foundation 11. And there's some interesting information regarding this beer as well. And from my very light research on this beer, this was, I think, was pretty much like one of the beers that started off Crew Republic, and maybe started off as a homebrew between the two guys from the brewery, whose names escape me, Mario and Tim. So, as with all of these reviews, as with any review, I'll put as much reference material down below so you guys can do your own research and be a bit more informed. But yeah, the Foundation 11 is a German pale ale which uses Tradition, Mosaic, Citra and Cascade hops with Pilsner, Munich and caramel malts. So yeah, first thing this brewed in 2011 as a homebrew or something along those lines. I'm sure someone will correct me. If not, you can just look up for yourself. But yeah, really like the look of the Crew Republic stuff. Absolutely adore that logo. That would be great on a t-shirt, which I think they do actually do merchandise, so maybe at some point. But yeah, nice little image there. Each bottle, each style of beer they do comes with its own different logo, and then that carries on onto the crown, and it's a nice funky little owl. And yeah, just looks really nice. So let's get this beer opened. Not too much in terms of can and smoke. You saw a little bit there on camera. According to the taste-o-meter, this is colour 2 out of 5, bitterness 2 out of 5, hoppiness 3 out of 5, maltiness 2 out of 5, and awesomeness 5 out of 5, which carries on through all their beers. And the IBU count is 40, and the beer is coming in at 5.6%. So yeah, fairly standard pale ale in terms of ingredients and that sort of thing. So let's see if it's just a standard pale ale, a bad pale ale, or an outstanding pale ale. I do like my pale ales on IPAs, as most people know. I do tend to lean more towards an IPA just because I find you've got a little bit more character. But pale ales, when they're really nice and fruity and hoppy, are just as nice. So beer in a glass, and that's a nice orangey sort of colour. Got nice haze in there. It's a bit pixely on my camera. Like noise distortion on the camera because of the lighting. But pretty much the beer looks exactly as it does in real life, on camera. Yeah, off to a great start for this review, Peter. But yeah, nice orangey amber sort of colour. Not too much in terms of carbonation. Yeah, there's a nice steady amount of carbonation, and beer poured with 2 fingers worth of really nice fluffy white head. So it looks like a nice pale ale. A little bit darker. Let's give it a little bit of a swizzle and give it a sniff. Smells like a pale ale. You definitely get those hops in there. Nothing too punchy, nothing bursting out of the glass in terms of aroma. But you get that sort of slightly ranchery fruit pastel, sugared jelly sweet sort of smell. Getting a little bit of berry in there maybe. A slight blueberry raspberry sort of hint. Definitely pick up a little bit of a nice toned down orange sort of aroma. Maybe some slight tropical hints with a mango, that sort of thing. Slight lychee. And there's a little bit of an earthy grassiness on the back end as well on the aroma. It smells good. It's nothing, you know, too punchy or anything like that, so it's not going to blow you away in terms of aroma, but you know, you don't always look for that in a beer. Let's see what it tastes like. Cheers. It's definitely a lot more bitter on the palate than it is from what the aroma suggests. But it's really nice, and nice grapefruit bitterness. It starts off nice and subtle and then comes in and leaves you with a nice dry sort of sensation. Not too much though, but enough for you to want to go in again for another sip. It's got like a sort of like light spiciness to it. Maybe slightly like a tangy jelly sweet sort of flavour, like the tangy sour sugar that you get on there. Not too overbearing, and that blends in nicely with that hot bitterness. You pick up maybe a little bit of watermelon, it's like grapefruit on the flavour, a little bit of mango, papaya, that sort of thing. Not too much though. It's that bitterness that is really the star of the show with this beer. And that's something that, you know, I've said it time and time again, if you were to give me this when I was first starting out, I'd probably say, oh, this is way too bitter for me. But that's a really nice sort of bitterness. It feels a little bit more than 40 IBUs. But not too much, nothing there to complain about anyway. Is it an outstanding beer? No, not really, because I think you've got to do something really special to make a pale ale like world class and outstanding. It's definitely a very solid pale ale. It's got a lot of character, it's nice and bold, not too much. I've had plenty of German pale ales, and some of them can be a little bit weak, as if the brewer hasn't really, you know, took all the risks that they could do. I'm looking at you, Bex, with your pale ale. But you get some pale ales here in Germany that may be a little bit soapy and just lack a bit of character. But this, nice fruitiness, nice bitterness, nice slight maltiness as well. Carbonation is nice, it's tingling on the tongue, nice mouthfeel, a little bit creamy to a medium body, and then it dries down nicely on the back of the palate. And yeah, it's a very satisfying beer. There's nothing too complicated about it. It's not as laid back as, let's say, the Munich Easy. It's definitely got a bit more punch to it, a bit more flavour, a bit more character to it. But it's still a beer that you could just definitely session, sink a few back, and I'm going to enjoy the other two. But well, I'm giving one of the bottles away to a friend, but I'm going to definitely enjoy that last bottle. So yeah, in terms of a rating, it's a 7 out of 10 from me. It's a really good core pale ale. I don't think they were setting out with this beer to, you know, compete with the big boys or anything like that. They were just making a solid pale ale, and from its humble beginnings, yeah, it's a really, really good job. And yeah, very, very satisfying beer overall. So if you've tried this one, as with any of the Crew Republic beers, let me know your thoughts and opinions. What's your favourite German pale ale that you've tried so far? Check out my Crew Republic playlist as well for a couple of other beer reviews. I've still got a couple more to do that have been sent, and one more that I picked up on my own back. But yeah, 7 out of 10. This is the 4th one that I've reviewed so far, I think, and they've all been really solid. And yeah, top job. So, follow me on Instagram, Twitter if you're into that sort of stuff. Hopefully you'll subscribe for more beer reviews, and more importantly, I hope you'll join me for another drink soon. Thank you guys for watching. See you later.